in by Her Excellency Fetsum Adela, Minister of Development Planning of the People's Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government of the APRM participating states, Your Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, who will be joining us very soon, Your Excellency Minister Ahmed Atif, State Minister for Foreign Affairs of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, Your Excellency Ambassador Selma Bakhta Menzuri, Secretary of State to the Minister of Foreign Affairs responsible for African Affairs and Chairperson of the APRM Focal Points Committee, Honorable Ministers and APRM Focal Points, Your Excellency Ambassador Inonge Mbegusita Lewanika, Chairperson of our APRM panel of eminent persons, Your Excellencies, members of the APRM panel of eminent persons, Your Excellency Ambassador Marie Antoinette Rose Quatre, Chief Executive Officer of the APRM Continental Secretariat, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and permanent representatives to the African Union, heads of missions and representatives of international organizations, distinguished dignitaries and invited guests, esteemed AU and APRM family, ladies and gentlemen. I kindly wish to welcome you all to this beautiful and historic city of Addis Ababa, Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, at this third extraordinary APRM summit held concurrently with the 34th Ordinary APRM Summit. My name is Batlokwa Makung. I'm the advisor to the Chief Executive Officer of the APRM Continental Secretariat. I have been requested by Her Excellency Ambassador Marie Antoinette Rose Quatre, the CEO of the APRM Continental Secretariat, and with the concurrence of Her Excellency Ambassador Selma Bakhta Menzuri, Chairperson of the APRM Focal Points Committee, and with the approval of His Excellency Abdul Majid Tebboune, the Chairperson of the APRM Forum of Heads of State and Government, to facilitate this opening ceremony of this auspicious APRM Summit. Your Excellencies, this APRM Summit is held in person for the first time in 5 years since COVID-19. This third extraordinary summit is convened pursuant to Decision 874 adopted by the 37th Ordinary Session of the African Union Heads of State and Government held in February 2024 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. In this decision, the Assembly supported the decision of the APRM Forum of Heads of State and Government that mandated the APRM Continental Secretariat, the APRM Focal Points Committee, and the AU Commission to organize the third extraordinary APRM Summit in line with the request by the Republic of Zambia. The 34th Ordinary APRM Summit is organized in accordance with Article 11.8 of the APRM Statute, which provides, and I quote, "The APRM Forum shall meet once a year in ordinary session to consider review reports of APRM participating states, undertake peer review, and make other decisions on the management and implementation of the APRM mandate." Your Excellencies, the draft agenda for this summit has been prepared in terms of Rule 10.1.2 of the Rules of Procedure of the APRM Forum of Heads of State and Government, which direct the APRM Continental Secretariat in consultation with the Focal Points Committee to prepare the draft agenda of the forum and submit it for approval by the Chairperson of the Forum of Heads of State and Government of the APRM. Accordingly, the draft agenda has been approved by the Chairperson of the APRM Forum of Heads of State and Government. Your Excellencies, Rule 14 of the Rules of Procedure of the APRM provides that the quorum for the session of the forum shall be 2/3 of its total membership. There are currently 44 participating states to the APRM process. The following APRM participating states are under AU sanctions as a result of unconstitutional changes of government. Burkina Faso, Republic of Burkina Faso, Republic of Gabon, Republic of Mali, Republic of Niger, and the Republic of Sudan. Therefore, these member states cannot attend any statutory meetings of the African Union. Your Excellencies, the APRM Continental Secretariat can confirm through decisions adopted yesterday by the 46th Ordinary Session of the Executive Committee that there are no APRM participating states that are under sanctions as a result of default in payment of statutory contribution to the budget of the AU. Therefore, Your Excellencies, there is a quorum as there are more than 2/3 of APRM participating states that are attending the summit, Your Excellencies. As a result, the quorum for this summit has been attained, Your Excellencies. At this juncture, Your Excellencies, I kindly wish to take this opportunity to welcome His Excellency, the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed, to this important APRM summit. Your Excellency, you are welcome. The order of the opening ceremony has been prepared in accordance with Rule 9.1 of the Rules of Procedure of the APRM Forum of Heads of State and Government, as well as established tradition and protocols of our Union. Your Excellencies, with the approval of the Chairperson of the Forum and your concurrence, I have the honor and privilege to humbly request Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, distinguished dignitaries, and all delegates to stand for the African Union anthem. I humbly request Your Excellencies. Your Excellencies, in line with the draft agenda before you, an established tradition of our Union, I also humbly request Your Excellencies, distinguished dignitaries and delegates, to stand and observe a moment of silence in honor of the late founding father of the nation of Namibia and the founding president of the Republic of Namibia, His Excellency, the late Sam Nujoma. May his soul rest in eternal peace. I thank you, Excellency. At this juncture, I have the honor to invite Her Excellency Ambassador Marie Antoinette Rose Quatre, the Chief Executive Officer of the APRM Continental Secretariat, to deliver her welcome remarks in terms of Rule 191C of the Rules of Procedure of our Forum. Your Excellency.
Your Excellency Abdelmajid Tebboune, President of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria and our Chairperson of our APR Forum of Heads of State and Government. Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Your Excellencies, Your Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed, our Chairperson of our African Union Commission, Your Excellency Ambassador Selma Bakhta Mansouri, Chairperson of our APR Focal Points Committee and all APRM focal points, Your Excellency Ambassador Inongwe Lewanika, our chairperson of our APR panel of eminent persons, and all members of the APR panel of eminent persons, distinguished dignitaries and invited guests, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I kindly wish to acknowledge with a deep sense of humility the privilege accorded to me to address our Forum of Heads of State and Government for the first time since I assumed duty on the 3rd of June 2024 as the APRM Continental Secretariat CEO. I wish to express my gratitude to our gracious host, His Excellency Abiy Ahmed Ali, the government and people of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia for the brotherly welcome and hospitality extended to us and our delegation since our arrival in this beautiful and historic city of Addis Ababa. At the outset, I sincerely wish to express my sincerest and deepest gratitude to Your Excellencies, our heads of state and government, and indeed the entire APRM and AU family for the faith, confidence, conviction, and trust bestowed on my humble person to lead an auspicious entity of our union, the APRM Continental Secretariat. It is a singular privilege and a heavy responsibility that I have not taken for granted. I'm delighted to report to Your Excellencies that in the last 8 months and 11 days since I assumed duty, we have strengthened, positioned the APRM to deliver on its mandate with impact and tangible results. Despite financial constraints, the APRM has realized unprecedented achievements, which include the following, to mention but a few. The organization of this first physical APRM summit in 5 years, which will ensure that the forum actively peer reviews country review reports. The successful development of the Africa Governance Report for 2025, focusing on mineral resources governance. The successful development of the third APRM strategic plan, which is aligned with the AU second 10-year implementation plan of Agenda 2063, ensuring that e-governance becomes the sixth good governance thematic area of the APRM review process, the finalization of the APRM impact on the assessment on the effectiveness or lack thereof of the APRM processes in shaping governance and development across the continent, support the Republic of Gabon in its political transition to democracy and constitutional order, development of the necessary mechanisms towards the operationalization of the African Credit Rating Agency, finalization of the legal instruments operationalizing the APRM governance support, which will finance accelerators in APRM participating states, finalization of the enhanced criteria for selection and appointment members of the APR panel of eminent persons, and last but not least, mobilization of millions of dollars from our member states and direct financial contribution to the APRM and also from our partners. I'm confident that with Your Excellencies, heads of state and government, sustained support and guidance, the APRM can be better positioned to be an effective tool for transformation and socio-economic development of our continent. Your Excellencies, as we navigate the challenges of our time, we must recognize the critical role that good governance plays in preventing conflicts across our beloved continent. Good governance is not merely an abstract concept, but a powerful tool for fostering stability, promoting inclusivity, and addressing the root causes of discord. By strengthening our institutions, ensuring transparency, and upholding the rule of law, we create an environment where grievances can be addressed peacefully and where all citizens feel heard and represented. As the APRM, we need to be pioneers in entrenching good governance as a foundation for peace, security, progress, sustainable development, and prosperity. This decade should be the decade of good governance. It should not just be the talk, but a concerted effort by all stakeholders to invest heavily in the promotion of good governance on the continent. The APRM should stand firmly to support our member states in enhancing their governance structures, thereby contributing to a more peaceful and prosperous Africa. Your Excellencies, I wish to take this opportunity to sincerely thank His Excellency President Abdelmajid Tebboune, Chairperson of our APR Forum of Heads of State and Government, all heads of state and government of our participating states, Her Excellency Ambassador Selma Bakhtar Mansouri, Chairperson of our Focal Points Committee, and all focal points for all the strategic guidance and support provided. I would also like to express my appreciation to Her Excellency Ambassador Inongwe Lewanika, Chairperson of our APR panel of eminent persons, and all eminent panel members for their tenacity, diligence, professionalism, integrity, resilience, and unwavering commitment to the ideals of Pan-Africanism. I salute in particular Ambassador Inongwe and 2 other members of the panel who will retire from the panel after this forum, namely Dr. Usman Dilo and Dr. Honoré Mobonda. Furthermore, I would also like to express with gratitude the support always extended to the APRM Continental Secretariat by our national structures, the AU Commission, and the entire AU family, REX, UN institutions, and all our partners. Without your sustained support and collaborations, we could not have achieved the milestones realized so far. Your Excellencies, it will be remiss of me if I do not express my personal gratitude to His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of our African Union Commission, for the firm support extended to me since my assumption of duty. Most importantly, for his steadfast and sustained efforts in fast-tracking the integration of the APRM into the AU system during his tenure. Most importantly, also for ensuring that APRM implements its mandate with full support of the AU family. His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat and my predecessor, Professor Eddie Maloka, have laid a solid foundation for the APRM. I thank them for the great work they have done for the continent, and particularly the APRM. Your Excellencies, I kindly wish to take this opportunity to once again congratulate all our newly elected heads of state and government. Free, fair, and transparent elections are beginning to be the order of the day and a powerful voice through which people elect leaders of their choice. As the APRM, we need to declare our unwavering commitment to the strengthening of democracy and its institutions in our time and across our continent. Your Excellencies, we stand on the threshold of a diminishing unipolar world and the re-emergence of a multipolar world. This presents a multiplicity of challenges and a serious threat to our democratic gains. We are reminded by one of the greatest Pan-Africanists, Kwame Nkrumah, that we should neither face east or west, but we should face forward. I thank you, Excellencies, for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, our CEO, for those stimulating remarks. I have the honor to invite Her Excellency Ambassador Inongwe Lewanika Mbegusita, Chairperson of the APRM Panel of Eminent Persons, to deliver her remarks in accordance with Rule 91E of the Rules of Procedure of our forum. Your Excellency, you may take the floor.
Thank you, Moderator. Your Excellency, Ambassador Tebboune, President of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, and Chair of the APRM Forum of Heads of State and Government. Your Excellency, Moussa Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the African Union, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Her Excellency and Chair of the Focal Points, Ambassador Masuri, Excellencies, members of the APRM Focal Point Committee, Your Excellency, Madam Marie Antoinette Rose Castro, CEO of the APRM Continental Secretariat. My dear colleagues, members of the APRM panel of eminent persons, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, all protocols observed. It is with great honor and profound appreciation that I address you today on behalf of the APRM panel of eminent persons at this distinguished third extraordinary summit and the 34th ordinary session of the APRM Forum. I extend warm greetings to all gathered here in the spirit of unity, shared purpose, and unwavering commitment to advancing good governance across our beloved continent. As we convene under the theme, Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through the Diaspora, we are reminded of the critical role of good governance in realizing Africa's developmental aspirations. Justice and reparations are not only about addressing past wrongs, but also about building a governance system that is transparent, accountable, and responsive to the needs of all Africans. Good governance is the foundation upon which the promises of reparations and justice can be realized. By fostering strong institutions, promoting the rule of law, and ensuring equitable treatment of all citizens, we lay the groundwork for long-term stability, peace, and development. Reparations in this context must be effectively managed to reach communities mostly affected by the historical consequences. In 2024, the APRM panel has been particularly active, leading institutional consultations in Senegal, the Seychelles, and Uganda on natural resources governance. We also conducted targeted review in Zambia, a key component of the 2025 Africa Governance Report, which seeks credible, data-driven insights for sustainable development. I commend the panel for their dedication, leadership in fostering inclusive governance, which has been instrumental in achieving these milestones. Looking ahead, the APRM panel is committed to leading additional reviews to advance governance across Africa. While challenges persist, we are resolute in our belief that the APRM offers a proven path of meaningful reforms and positive change. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the review reports presented for your consideration, including those of Zambia, Uganda, and Senegal, reflect our rigorous methodology and commitment to excellence. These assessments highlight both the challenges and progress achieved in good governance reforms, serving as dynamic blueprints for transformative changes. However, governance in Africa continues to face multifaceted challenges, including underdeveloped infrastructure, economic disparities, non-responsive public services, and complexities in natural resource management. Global issues such as economic uncertainties, climate change, and public health crisis further strain our governance systems. The APRM role in addressing these challenges is more critical now than ever. Our mechanism provides a platform for frank dialogue, constructive criticism, and mutual support among member states. It fosters the Pan-African solidarity, enabling countries to learn from each other's experiences, strengthen national capacities, and build resilience against governmental-related crises. Our journey has been marked by significant milestones, including the accession of new member states and the implementation of the national programs of action, which have catalyzed reforms in areas such as the rule of law, political participation, economic management, and social development. Nevertheless, the effectiveness of the APRM hinges on sustainable political support, adequate resources, and robust follow-up of mechanism. We must ensure that peer review recommendations are not only acknowledged, but are also implemented. This requires the active engagement of governments, civil society, the private sector, all our citizens in both urban and rural areas, and development partners. The APRM Secretariat, under the capable leadership of Ambassador Marie-Antoinette Rose Carter, plays a key role in coordinating these efforts, providing technical support, and monitoring progress. We must remain steadfast in ensuring that the APRM impact is transformative and far-reaching. The APRM strategic alignment with Agenda 2063 and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals underscores its relevance in the border development landscape. By incorporating governance considerations into national and regional strategies, the APRM contributes to Africa's aspirations for inclusive growth, peace, and prosperities. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, while we reflect on governance challenges, we must also celebrate our achievements. Across the continent, we witness democratic consolidation, economic resilience, and social innovation. Countries are implementing reforms to enhance public sector efficiency, combat corruption, uphold human rights, and empower marginalized communities. As we celebrate our challenges, let us also remember to celebrate our pre-colonial achievements in governance, in taking care of the environment, in community relations, and the centrality of children. And the children of Africa are our future. As we deliberate on the reports and the APRM strategy plan, I urge us all, with utmost respect, to renew our collective determination to build institutions that respond to all these challenges. In conclusion, may I humbly call upon our leaders, policymakers, stakeholders to reaffirm our commitment to the APRM's vision. Let us draw our shared experiences and best practices to create a future where good governance becomes tangible reality for all Africans. Through APRM and the African Union, we can collectively shape the destiny of our continent, guided by the principles of unity, dignity, and progress. May I conclude by my apologies and recognize last and best the Honorable Minister from Ethiopia. And with that, I want to thank you, your leadership, the African Union. Asante sana, shukran, merci. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our chairperson of the panel of eminent persons, for those inspiring remarks. At this moment, I have the distinguished honor to invite His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, chairperson of the African Union Commission, to deliver his statement in line with Rule 9(1)(d) of the Rules of Procedure of our forum. Your Excellency, you may take the floor, Your Excellency.
Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Excellence, Monsieur Abdelmajid Tebboune, Président de la République algérienne démocratique et populaire, Président du Forum des chefs d'État et du gouvernement du Mayep, Excellences, Messieurs les chefs d'État et du gouvernement, Mesdames, Messieurs les ministres, Madame la secrétaire exécutive du mécanisme africain d'évaluation par les pairs, Mesdames, Messieurs. En ces derniers instants de mon mandat de président de la Commission de l'Union africaine, c'est avec une certaine émotion que je m'adresse à vous. En portant un regard rétrospectif sur les chemins que nous avons ensemble parcourus depuis ma prise de fonction en 2017, il apparaît clairement que le Mayep a démontré son efficacité dans l'accomplissement du mandat qui lui a été confié, un mandat constamment ajusté à l'évolution des enjeux. À ce titre, il a accompagné les États membres à travers des évaluations de qualité dans leur détermination à s'inscrire dans une irréversible dynamique de promotion et d'ancrage des valeurs de la démocratie et de la bonne gouvernance et à faire face aux fluctuations d'appréciation de nos économies par les agences internationales de notation. Ce bilan encourageant, qui a auréolé le parcours du Mayep depuis sa création il y a une vingtaine d'années, doit se lire sous le prisme de la volonté de nos chefs d'État et de gouvernement de renforcer son institutionnalisé pour asseoir son opérationnalité sur des bases solides. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, cette institutionnalisation s'est concrétisée par l'intégration du Mayep dans la nomenclature budgétaire de l'Union africaine, lui offrant ainsi un financement stable et le protégeant des incertitudes liées aux aléas de contribution volontaire des États et des partenaires techniques. Cet ancrage budgétaire a conféré un élan salutaire aux performances du Mayep, comme l'atteste le niveau de réalisation de son plan d'action 2021-2024, structuré autour des axes portant sur la revue de la gouvernance des États et leur évaluation, la recherche et le monitoring, le développement des capacités institutionnelles et humaines, le plaidoyer et la communication. Avec l'adhésion récente de la République centrafricaine, le Mayep dispose d'un portefeuille de 44 États membres qui bénéficient de son expertise dans l'évaluation des mécanismes de gouvernance et de démocratie et l'évaluation des questions thématiques, à l'instar de celles consacrées au changement anticonstitutionnel du gouvernement en Afrique. Au nombre de réalisations, les rapports biennaux sur l'état de la gouvernance occupent une place centrale. Plus particulièrement, le rapport sur la gouvernance en Afrique au titre de l'année 2025, qui fera l'objet d'un examen au cours de cette session de la conférence. Celui-ci revêt une pertinence particulière avec une attention sur la gouvernance des ressources naturelles pour l'Afrique. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, bien que le tableau du MAEP soit reluisant, il n'est pas dépourvu de zones d'ombre. À ce titre, le premier point à mentionner est la mise en œuvre par les États membres des recommandations découlant des évaluations. Si en aval, ces recommandations ne sont pas traduites en actions concrètes sur le terrain, la crédibilité et la visibilité du MAEP seront compromises par la persistance de l'impression d'un statu quo. J'appelle vivement les États membres qui ont volontairement accepté d'être évalués de donner suite aux recommandations du MAEP. D'abord pour l'intérêt des populations locales et ensuite pour faire progresser le projet de l'agenda africain, l'agenda 2063. Le second point porte sur l'adhésion universelle des États membres de l'Union africaine au MAEP. Comme indiqué plus haut, seuls 44 États sont membres du MAEP. Je me réjouirai de voir tous les 55 États adhérer au MAEP dans la perspective de transformer notre continent en un espace où la bonne gouvernance opère comme un véritable levier d'un développement inclusif et durable. En dernière analyse, je vais évoquer l'étendue du mandat du MAEP, qui l'oblige à développer de nombreux programmes. Leur densité est pourtant asymétrique aux ressources endogènes mises à disposition par l'Union africaine. La mise en œuvre de ces programmes n'est couverte qu'à hauteur de 20% par les fonds propres. Le solde, soit 80%, étant financé par les partenaires extérieurs. Cette dépendance vis-à-vis des autres amoindrit notre autonomie d'action. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs les chefs d'État, Mesdames et Messieurs les chefs de délégation, permettez-moi une petite digression, Monsieur le Président. Le MAEP, créé il y a une vingtaine d'années, doit être un instrument de souveraineté. C'est une évaluation par les pairs, tel qu'on l'appelle, pas par les autres. Plus que jamais, nous avons besoin de revenir aux fondamentaux, aux mobiles pour lesquels cet instrument a été imaginé et mis en place. Nous constatons que les modèles importés ont montré leurs limites, pour ne pas dire plus. Le multilatéralisme, les règles internationales, le droit international, les droits humanitaires sont violés aujourd'hui de manière flagrante. Je m'excuse d'être arrivé en retard, Monsieur le Président, parce que j'étais avec le secrétaire général des Nations Unies. Et justement, c'est un homme qui partage totalement cette analyse. Il y a un risque majeur sur l'ordre international, sur le plan politique, sur le plan institutionnel, sur le plan économique. Et pour nous, l'Afrique, nous qui avons un retard à combler, nous qui avons une injustice à réparer, nous qui avons une image à restaurer, nous devons de nous assumer. Nous devons de nous assumer. Et je crois un instrument comme le MAEP, conçu dès le départ, je parle devant le président Tebboune, parce que l'Algérie fut parmi les 4 pays fondateurs de ces mécanismes. Il faut nécessairement que l'on revienne aux fondamentaux et qu'on se donne les moyens nous-mêmes de nous évaluer et de tracer le chemin qui correspond à nos attentes, aux attentes de nos populations. C'est sur cette note que je voudrais remercier les chefs d'État et de gouvernement, sous l'autorité du président Abdelmajid Tebboune et le secrétariat continental du MAEP, sous la direction de l'ambassadrice Marie-Antoinette Rose, pour le travail et leur dévouement au service du continent. En souhaitant de fructueux échanges à cette session, je vous remercie de votre attention.
Thank you so much, our chairperson of the African Union Commission, for those warm and resolute words. At this juncture, I have the honor and distinguished privilege to humbly invite Her Excellency Dr. Fetsum Adela, Minister of Development Planning of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and focal point of the APRM, to deliver the welcome statement on behalf of His Excellency President Selassie of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. His Excellency the President was with us this morning. He had to leave and he has instructed Her Excellency, the Honorable Minister, to deliver his statement. Your Excellency, you may take the floor to deliver the welcome statement.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Your Excellency, Abdul Majid Tebboune, President of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria and Chairperson of our African Peer Review Forum of Heads of State and Government, Your Excellencies, Heads of States and Government of the APRM participating states, Your Excellency, Moussa Faki Mohamed, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Honorable Ministers and APRM focal points, Your Excellency, Ambassador Ngone Loanika, Chairperson of our APRM panel of eminent persons, Your Excellencies, members of the APRM panel of eminent person, Your Excellency, Ambassador Marie Antoinette Rose Quatre, Chief Executive Officer of the APRM Continental Secretariat. I would like to welcome you to this beautiful city of Addis Ababa on behalf of my President, His Excellency Taye Asgaselassie. At the outset, Ethiopia extends its appreciation to His Excellency Abdul Majid Tebboune, President of Algeria and Chairperson of the African Peer Review Forum, for his leadership. We also congratulate Zambia for successfully conducting its second generation country review and commend Uganda, Togo, and Senegal for their targeted reviews. Excellencies, since its inception in 2003, the APRM has been a vital tool for improving governance across Africa, with 44 countries voluntarily participating and 26 undergoing peer reviews. It continues to be an essential mechanism for fostering peace, prosperity, and integration on the continent. Ethiopia recognizes the expanding mandate of the APRM, which now plays a crucial role in enhancing governance, strengthening democracy, monitoring Agenda 2063 and the SDGs, and serving as an early warning system for potential conflicts. We commend the APRM's effort to harmonize with AU organs, including through its annual retreat with the Peace and Security Council, acknowledging the link between governance and peace. Ethiopia also praises the APRM for its seamless leadership transition and for preparing the new strategic plan, which runs from 2025 to 2028, which aligns with Africa's continental goals. The preparation of the 2025 Africa Governance Report on natural resource governance is welcomed, and we are confident its recommendation will be key in unlocking Africa's potential. Ethiopia supports the inclusion of e-governance as a new thematic area for performance evaluation. On the African Credit Rating Agency, Ethiopia strongly supports this initiative as a step toward providing objective assessment of Africa's economies. In conclusion, Ethiopia reaffirms its unwavering support for the APRM. We have appointed a new focal person and are honored to serve on the steering committee. As a founding member, Ethiopia is committed to advancing the APRM's full potential. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, our focal point, for those affirmations and unwavering commitment of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia to the APRM. It is now my singular honor and rare privilege to humbly request His Excellency Abdel Majid Tebboune, President of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria and Chairperson of the African Peer Review Forum of Heads of State and Government, to consider to deliver his remarks where he is seated, his opening statement to this auspicious APRM summit pursuant to Rule 9(1)(c) of the Rules of Procedure of our forum. Your Excellency, the Chairperson of our Forum of Heads of State and Government, you may take the floor, Your Excellency, to open this historic and auspicious APRM summit. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Shukran. Avec la permission de mon frère Faqih Moussa, je vais user du privilège du chef pour parler de ma place. Et pas au pupitre. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين. أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي رؤساء دول وحكومات والدول الأعضاء في الآلية الإفريقية، معالي رئيس مفوضية الاتحاد الإفريقي، السيدة الرئيسة التنفيذية للأمانة القارية للآلية السفيرة ماري أنطوانيت روز كاتر، سيدات والسادة، يسرني ويشرفني أن أخاطب هذا الجمع الموقر في لقاء يعكس التزامنا الراسخ بمسيرة قارتنا نحو تعزيز مبادئ الحوكمة الرشيدة والتنمية المستدامة. إن اجتماعنا اليوم يأتي في ظرف دقيق تتزايد فيه التحديات أمام الحكم الرشيد في إفريقيا، مما يجعل قمة هاته محطة أساسية لتعزيز العمل المشترك وتعزيز وتعميق أسس الاستقرار والازدهار في قارتنا. أود أن أتوجه بجزيل الشكر والعرفان إلى أخي فخامة الرئيس إثيوبيا الفيدرالية الديمقراطية الشقيقة السيد تاي أتسيكي سيلاسي على كرم الضيافة وحفاوة الاستقبال، كما أعرب عن خالص التقدير لفخامة رئيس الجمهورية الموريتانية الإسلامية الشقيقة ورئيس الاتحاد الإفريقي السيد محمد ولد الشيخ الغزواني، وإلى معالي رئيس مفوضية الاتحاد الإفريقي السيد موسى فقيه محمد على ما يبذلانه من جهود متواصلة لترقية منظومتنا القارية وتعزيز دور مؤسساتها، وعلى حرصهما الدائم لضمان السير الحسن لأشغال قمة نهاته. سيدات والسادة، بعدما فرضت علينا الظروف الصحية العالمية عقد قممنا السابقة عبر تقنيات الاتصال المرئي، فإن اجتماعنا اليوم بالحضور المباشر يعكس قناعتنا بأن الآلية الإفريقية لتقييم من قبل النظراء هي أداة أساسية لتحقيق أهداف أجندة 2063 فلقد صارت آلية هامة لتعزيز ثقافة الحكم الراشد، وأكدت بتجربتها خلال السنوات الأخيرة أنها ليست مجرد إطار شكلي، بل هي أداة فعالة لمراجعة السياسات وتعزيز الإصلاحات الهيكلية تدفع إلى الاستقرار والتنمية في قارتنا. وهنا أفتح قوس لأساند كل المساندة أخي فقيه لما جاء فيه في كلمته من تحديات تنتظرنا. وأود هنا أن أؤكد مجددا التزام الجزائر كدولة مؤسسة لهذه الآلية بالحرص على تفعيل دورها في مواجهة التحديات الراهنة، لا سيما فيما يتعلق بترسيخ سيادة القانون ومكافحة الفساد وتعزيز العدالة الاجتماعية وحقوق الإنسان. وهي تحديات تفرض علينا العمل بروح من التضامن والمسؤولية لتجاوز الصعوبات المالية التي تحد من قدرة الآلية الإفريقية للتقييم من قبل النظراء على تحقيق الأهداف السامية التي أنشئت من أجلها. سيدات والسادة، إن الوضع المالي الحرج الذي تواجهه هذه الآلية الإفريقية يشكل عائقا حقيقيا أمام استدامة عملها، لتأخر بعض الدول عن دفع مساهمتها، مما أثر على تنفيذ برامجها وأنشطتها. ولذلك فإني أدعو أشقاءنا الدول الأعضاء إلى الوفاء بالتزاماتهما المالية، سواء عبر تسوية المستحقات المتأخرة أو تقديم مساهمة طوعية وفقا لقدرات كل دولة. وفي هذا الإطار، وانطلاقا من التزام الجزائر بدعم الآلية وتمكينها من أداء مهامها، قررت بلادي تقديم مساهمة طوعية بقيمة $1,000,000 أمريكي لدعم عملية التقييم وتنفيذ التوصيات المنبثقة عنها. سيدات والسادة، تتضمن هذه القمة بنودا محورية، حيث ستناقش عددا من التقارير والتوصيات الصادرة عن الاجتماع 39 للجنة جهات الاتصال التابعة للآلية. وستشمل أعمالنا التقييم الثاني من قبل النظراء لجمهورية زامبيا، الذي سيقدمه رئيس الجمهورية السيد ماكايندي هيشيلما. دراسة تقرير تقييم المستهدف لجمهورية السنغال، التي يتناول موضوعها جوهريا يتعلق بدور ومكانة الموارد المعدنية في تحويل الاقتصاد السنغالي. عرض التقارير المرحلية عن تنفيذ خطة العمل الوطنية للآلية الإفريقية لكل من جمهورية كوت ديفوار وكينيا، إلى جانب التقرير الدوري عن الحوكمة في إفريقيا 2025، الذي سيركز على إدارة الموارد الطبيعية واستعراض الخطة الاستراتيجية للآلية للفترة 2025-2028. سيدات والسادة، إن اجتماعنا اليوم يشكل محطة أساسية لتعزيز دور الآلية الإفريقية كإطار فاعل لترقية الحوكمة ومواصلة العمل لإيجاد حلول مستدامة للتحديات التي نواجهها وتواجهها دول القارة. فمن خلال التزامنا الجماعي سنتمكن من إرساء مؤسسات قادرة على تحقيق التنمية المتوازنة وضمان رفاهية شعوبنا. وفي الأخير أجدد التأكيد بأن الجزائر ستظل شريكا فاعلا في دعم هذه الآلية وتعزيز مكانتها داخل الاتحاد الإفريقي، وأدعو الدول الأعضاء إلى العمل على توحيد جهودنا لتحقيق أهدافنا المشتركة النبيلة. وأعلن رسميا عن افتتاح أشغال الدورة 34 لقمة منتدى رؤساء الدول وحكومات الآلية الإفريقية للتقييم من قبل النظراء. شكرا على صغيكم. السلام عليكم.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, our chairperson of the African Peer Review Forum of Heads of State and Government, for your unwavering, firm and resolute commitment to the promotion of democracy and good governance on the continent. Most importantly, for your sterling and transformative leadership. We are truly inspired. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the opening ceremony and open session of our summit. We are now moving to the closed session of the summit and have been directed to inform Your Excellencies and distinguished delegates that the following will be part of the closed session. Their Excellencies, Heads of State and Government of the APRM participating states and their delegations, 1+4. The Chairperson of the African Union Commission, the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission and Commissioners, members of the APRM panel of eminent persons, the CEO of the APRM Continental Secretariat, and critical APRM staff supporting the summit, heads of specific AU organs and institutions, CEOs of regional economic communities, and CEOs of regional economic communities. On behalf of the APRM family, I kindly wish to express our sincere gratitude to our partners and all invited guests, as well as the media, for honoring and gracing this important opening segment of our summit with your presence. We are extremely delighted. Our protocol team will guide those that are not part of the closed session on your way out. Your Excellency Abdul Majid Tebboune, President of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria and Chairperson of the African Peer Review Forum of